You just do a little adjustment here on things. And we'll start out with a few classic chest-up typing pieces. But first, I have to do this.
Oh no.
A little weightlifting. You ever notice how the older you get, the stronger gravity gets? All right, so we have a lot of songs with great choruses, and if you know them, sing along with us. If you don't know them, sing along with us. My rule for that is you don't necessarily have to know the melody. You'll pick it up pretty quickly, but if you don't sing some other note, that's called harmony. If you don't know the words, well, we're an Irish show, and this is where you go diddly-ida-doodle-ida-doodle-ida-dum. So you can some kind of. You ready, Max?
All right. Bush a ring to whack all the daddy-o, whack all the daddy-o, there's a seed in the farm. Oh, as I was out walking uphill Carolina, I met Colonel Powell, everybody was counting. I took forth my pistol and I rattled out my saber. I said, stand and deliver more, and blow the saber, bush a ring to
If you don't mind, I'm just going to raise the monitor a little bit. Try to hear more distinctly.
Yes, you got your clapping hands all warmed up there. We're going to do another clap. This is a tale of a young man who comes home after living a high life. It's called The Wild Rover.
Well, I'm getting stronger every day, picking this thing out.
Wait a minute.
Well, I've been the Wild Rover for many years and years. And I've spent all my money on whiskey and beer. And now I'm returning with golden great store. And I never should let the Wild Rover no more. And it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more. Will I play the Wild Rover? No, never, no more. I went to a nail house I used to frequent, and I told the landlady me money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such a custom as yours I can get any day, and it's no, nay, never. No, nay, never, no more. Will I play the Wild Rover? No, never, no more. I brought from my pocket then saw the ring bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I have whiskies, wines of the best, and the words that I told you were only in jest, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. Will I play the Wild Rover? No, never, no more. I go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon the prodigal son. And if they embrace me as oft times before, then I never will lay the Wild Rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. Will I play the Wild Rover? No, never, no more. One more time, and it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more. Will I play the Wild Rover? No, never, no more.
Thank you so much. So let's do another classic. I'd like to do the Gypsy Rover with you. Now, I just have to tell you why I'm doing this Irish music, because in the 1950s I used to hear it on the radio. Who was so in the 1950s who heard it on the radio? A good percentage of the audience. So that's when they actually had music on the radio. What's a radio? Anyway, yeah, you couldn't get away from the Irish music. Wouldn't want to, and it was all over. And all these songs, a lot of what we're doing, what? Anyway, a lot of what we're doing is things that I heard back then, and people are still singing. So, what the the wild rover, not the wild rover, the gypsy rover.
Also,
We have a rover.
also known
What's that?
also, I just
Yeah,
forget
yeah.
it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, also known as the whistling gypsy.
That too, yeah.
So whistle, you know, whistle if you got it, because I can't.
Well, we have two people here who can whistle.
I technically can whistle, but I choose not to.
So why do you know the chorus and sing along? Like I said, even if you don't sing along. Now the gypsy road came over the hill, down through the valley so shady. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang. He won the heart of the lady. Well, we're going to turn it over to Maria Fairchild.
We have a song that might not be as familiar as
previous ones, but you might have heard it, the Clancy brothers recorded it. It actually started out as a song that went along with a children's game, where they danced around in a circle and standing out. And they always put the name of their own village into the chorus of the song. And as you will hear, this version came from Belfast. Hey.
Okay.
Yes, that's important. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we were going to change that.
No, that's a different.
Inner workings of the band, really interesting
Oh, you're
stuff,
right.
right?
You're right.
Fascinating, I'm sure.
How many reps do you do with that? How many reps do you do with that?
Well, anybody counting?
Good.
How many can I do? I don't want to know.
I told my mom when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They broke my hair and stole my comb, but that's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast. She is courting me, please don't tell me who is she. Albert Mooney says he loves her, all the boys are shouting for her. Knock on the door and ring the bell, oh my true love, are you well? Here she comes as white as snow, rings on her finger, bells on her head. Oh, Jenny worries that she'll die if she doesn't get the boy with her own big gun. I tell my mom when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and stole my comb, but that's all right till I go home. She's handsome, she is pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She's marching 1, 2, 3, please don't tell me who is she. Let the wind and the rain and the hail go by, let the snow come tumbling from the sky. She's as nice as apple pie, she'll get her own by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell him until she comes home. Let the boys say as they will, but Albert Mooney she must go. I tell my pa when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and stole my comb, but that's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is marching 1, 2, 3, please don't tell me who is she. My mom when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and stole my comb, but that's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is marching 1, 2, 3, please don't tell me who is she. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is marching 1, 2, 3, please don't tell me who is she.
We'll talk more about all of our instruments later, but I just want to point to one here, an instrument, and I learned the term for that. We decided we didn't have enough instruments, so we wanted to use Max's body.
All these years later, I still wish we'd come up with a more diplomatic way to phrase that. Are you?
It's a thing, body,
Haven't heard of you.
body percussion, body percussion.
Yeah, it's true. There are people who get PhDs in that. Okay.
I'm
So, on Saturday evening, we played out at the South Hill. Yes, there is an astronomical observatory on Long Island in South Hill. I think it was established, when did they say, 1920s?
20 or 30.
Originally 27, then fully developed more in 30s, and they've added things up. But anyways, it's this beautiful low brick building with a tower and a dome on top, and lots of telescopes, including antique telescopes going back to the early-ish 1800s, I think. So you can go out there on Saturdays, they're usually open, and the sky is clear. You can observe the heavens. And this past year, we've had 6 planets in the sky, right? So it's been a good year for me. Except on Saturday, it was cloudy. So we got to play. But they gave people a really nice tour and some history, so we were out there. But since it's all about astronomy, I was thinking, what can we do? So I can think of 2 tunes that are related. So we're going to play the Star of the County Down, which is a nice waltz. As much what we're not going to do. And then we're going to follow that by a tune that we play for old time dancing a lot called The Moon and 7 Stars. and it's to be going by the Moon and Seven Stars. We often play, Max, Mary, I, Maria, often play for old-time dancing. One of our regular dancers is here with us tonight, but we do like old-time barn dancing. We call it contra dancing, but we do other forms too. We have a wonderful dance caller who tells you if anybody is interested in having some old-time dancing for an event, then let us know. And let's see. I think we just did, let's do Come Back to Era, and then go to Finnegan.
Oh, okay.
All right, so now it's my turn. I am no disrespect to the rest of the band members, but I'm the Irish American in the group. I'm Patrick Francis O'Rourke, and I've been lucky enough to be gifted, or whatever you want to call it. I just messed around with some John McCormick a bunch of years ago, and I was like, wow, I can actually kind of get close to him sometimes. Well, it was certainly inspiring. I'm not going to sing like him. I always like to say, I do Irish Eyes Are Smiling in like C or D on a good day. He does it in F. And way up there. But anyway, we're going to try one of his lesser known pieces called Come Back to Erin, written by a woman who called herself Clarabelle, of all things, in 1916. It's about a young man who longs for his love, who has gone far, far away to England, which was a big deal in the late 1800s, I think. Come back to heaven, mother, warm thee, mother. Come back alone to the land of thy birth. Come where the shamrocks in springtime are me, and its Killarney shall reign with our mirth. Sure, when we let thee to beautiful England, little we thought of the lone winter days. Little we thought of the hush of the starshine, oh, the mountains, the bluffs, and the braes. Then come back to Erin, my own, my own. Come back alone to the land of the bird. Come where the shamrocks in springtime farming, and its Killarney shall reign with our mirth. Oh, may the angels awaking and sleeping watch o'er my bird in the land far away. And it's my prayers will consign to their keeping, care of my Jude by night and by day. When by the fireside I watch the bright embers, then all my heart flies to England and thee, craving to know if my darling remembers, or if her thoughts are closing to me. Then come back to heaven, mother me, mother me. Come back alone to the land of thy birth. Come where the shamrocks in springtime have farming, and its Killarney shall ring with
spend so much time each year making set lists.
And then we
And our favorite thing to do is when we get to a place and set up all our stuff, we take the set list and we crumple it up.
No, we just made a couple of minor adjustments here.
Oh, no, we have spent time
This song,
ignored it.
this song goes back at least into the 19th century, if not a bit earlier, and I will let it speak for itself. Tim Finnegan lived in Walling Street, a gentle Irishman, mighty odd. He had a brogue, both rich and sweet, and to rise in the world he'd carry a pod. You see, he started a tinkler's way, with a love for the liquor port Tim was born, and to help him on his way each day, to drop the more every morning. One morning Tim felt mighty full. His head felt heavy, which made him shake. He fell from a ladder and broke his skull, and they carried him on his corpse away. They wrapped him up in a nice clean sheet and laid him out upon the bed. With a barrel over her and his feet and a bottle of whiskey in his head. His friends assembled at the wake, all two of them, and Mrs. Finnegan called the light. Yikes. First she was off and taken to me, and next the brandy and whiskey challenge. Then Biddy O'Brien began to cry. Such a nice clean corpse did you ever see? What came the morning light and I was your arms says magic me. Now Maggie Apollo took up her job. Biddy said she, you're on shore. So Biddy fetched her a decking and knob, which left her sprawling on the floor. And then the war did soon engage. So I was going to woman and man to man. Salvation law was all the rage, while the construction began. Now Larry Moser, he ducked his head as a bottle of whiskey flew ahead. And Miss Van broke up on the bed, the whiskey scattered over Tim. My God, he revives, see how he rises, Timothy rising from the bed, saying, "Burn the whiskey of that black place, the sun is raised and this place dead." And that's it, what they're working like it's
All right, so we have shift gears here.
I think we might also win the prize for most instrument changes between each song.
Yeah, but nobody else actually has to.
Yeah. Do we need to like practice that more like a good?
Well, you might want to tell them a little bit about the things that you're playing over there.
Oh, yes.
Kind of exciting.
Look at all these.
So I have a vast assortment of three-reed bellows instruments around me at the moment. We'll start.
This is the
start with this
educational
little guy. This is what one would call a single-row diatonic button accordion. They were developed in Germany around the turn of the century. They are very complicated and very, very impressive. There are 10 buttons. There are 10 buttons on this side. There are 2 buttons on this side. And that's it. The girls are lining up, I tell you. This is what you call a 4-voice melodeon, which means that each note can be sounded by up to 4 reeds. But there is this little set of knobs up here that allow me to block off certain resets if I want different sounds. So even though it's it looks like a little simple instrument, it's actually fairly versatile in two keys.
You forgot to say it was bisonoric.
Yes, it is bisonoric.
It is bisonoric. That means that it snores twice.
The pain. That means that each button yields me a different note, pushing in and pulling out. The same with this one here. This is the Anglo concertina. The original English style of concertina was invented in 1829, patented by a fellow named Charles Wheatstone. This style came a few years later out of Germany in the 1830s. It was then called the Anglo-German concertina, now shortened to Anglo concertina, because how many words do you want to cram into the name of such a small instrument? 30 buttons, also bisonoric. So this is probably the earliest bellows instrument.
Look, thanks for occupying them while I tune this thing. So we got a lot of strings on this. Well, I'll just say what I'm playing is called an Irish bouzouki these days, but if you know the Greek bouzouki, this is definitely not that. It's basically an octave mandolin with a longer neck than usual, and somehow picked up the name bouzouki, though it shouldn't be. I like to call it a sitter because instruments exactly like this have been played ever since the Renaissance, largish mandolins with the name sitter. They can have 4 courses of strings or 5 different neck lengths. But to be historical, that's what I like to call it. Anyway, we're going to do a song called The Rocky Road to Dublin. Got the string chorus, you can sing along. It goes, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on the hare and turn her down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin, Whack-a-loddy-rock. Got it? Maybe come in at the end with the Whack-a-loddy-rock. In the merry month of June, we home, I started looking north, the tunes of Italy, in the heart of city, and father dear, just be darling, mother drank a pint of beer, they creep and teeth, just wanted enough to reach the corn, we were I was born, I was stopped by tones of vanished hopes and cones of brandy paired roads, right in the box, right in all the dogs, on the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, want the hair and turn her down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin, Whack-a-loddy-rock. In rolling dark that night I rested, so weary slept at my head, explored and tracked, and early I took a drunk of the fjord to keep me heart from singing the last of Teddy's Fjord. What memories on, but pretty was sweet, the lassies smile, laugh, and all the while I'd be curious thoughts would set me apart. Although they asked me was I fired, it was ages I required till I was really tired of the Rockies. Oh, to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, want the hair and turn her down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin, Whack-a-loddy-rock. to go. Before flying up the air and turn down the rocky road. All up to before flying up the air and turn down the rocky road. And all the way to the golden white Hawaii
Have you said anything about this machine?
Yeah. Oh, I did kind of. Well, and there's actually another thing. So both this Irish Kazuki sitter and Max's Brown Maloney, both come from Dublin, from a company called McNeila Instruments. They make things that are quite nice sounding and affordable.
We have to get them to give us a cut.
Yeah, I keep talking about it. We published videos. And now we're at C, right?
Yes.
Oh, money on that endorsement.
Oh, okay, right. I do that. We talked about this. Yeah, I do that. This is a good one.
But we're old, we forget things.
All right, so back in the early 1800s, the Napoleonic Wars were raging. France against a lot of countries in Europe, including England, not including Ireland, but some young Irishmen took this as an opportunity to fight against the British. So they joined Napoleon's forces, just so they could fight the British. And this did not always work out well. There were two types of cavalry at the time. There were light horsemen and heavy horsemen. The heavy horsemen, their horses pulled artillery and things like that. And then the light horsemen were horse soldiers. And this poor lad was a light horseman. When Boney commanded his armies to stand, he leveled his cannon right over the land. He leveled his cannon, his victory to gain, and my bonny light horseman in the wars he was slain. Oh, Napoleon Bonaparte, you're the cause of my woe, since my bonny light horseman to the wars he did go. Broken hearted I'll wander, broken hearted I remain, since my bonny light horseman in the wars he was slain. And if I was some small bird and had wings and could fly, I could fly across the salt sea to where my love does lie. 3 years and 6 months now since he left this bright shore. Oh, my bonny light horseman, will I never see you more? Oh, Napoleon Bonaparte, you're the cause of my woe, since my bonny light horseman through the wars he did go. Broken hearted I wander, broken hearted I remain, since my bonny light horseman in the wars he was slain.
it go? Broken hearted I wander, broken hearted I remain, since my heart was a young horseman, in the wars he was slain. We're going to turn it over to Max.
Oh.
I think.
Yes.
I think it's time for the bird.
Yes. It's time.
All right. We absolutely must have our obligatory library drinking song.
Everybody, I don't want to make any assumptions, but I'm hoping everybody.
Ginger ale.
Over 21?
Yes, it's the ginger ale drinking song. This is just yeah. I hope everyone has their shots of ginger ale lined up. This also goes back at least into the 19th century.
Got a great chorus for you.
I think pretty much everything I do goes back at least into the 19th century.
That's your niche.
Okay. We're going to strap Larry back into the jetpack one more
Here we
time.
go.
I think it's as bad as having the tune at Howard Gulsimer.
Oh.
I know. Okay, there we go.
Close enough.
There was a fog, a rare fog, and a rattling fog, and the fog down in the valley, oh, oh, rattling fog down in the valley, oh, oh, rattling fog down in the valley, oh. And in this fog there was a hole, 'twas a rare hole and a rattling hole, and the hole and the fog and the fog down in the valley, oh, oh, rattling fog down in the valley, oh. Okay, that's enough with the bird. And the bird.
a lamp song. It's in nature. It's outside. Is it more of a knit? It's more of a knit. No, it's a knit. One lamp.
No one get it wrong. Come on.
Oh, Nick, where do you get these puns? The bathroom? And no, that's on the bathroom. The third, the end, the best, the best, the three, the three, the back, the back, the three, the three, the three, the three, the whole, the whole, the long, and the long. Now it's the valley, go.
Oh, my mother loved the Foggy Dew.
It's still in tune. That's nice. Can't say the same thing about my drum. It needs to be tuned today. It's so soft out there. It's a sweet, soft day. My drum is a little looser than I would like. But anywho, the guitar stayed in tune. So I'm going to do there's a heartfelt tune called The Foggy Dew, which John McCormick has the grade A recording of. It was recorded about 1912 or something like that. And there's various versions. I found there was a bunch of other songs. The Morlock Shore is actually the A part, is the Foggy Dew. And the B part is different. Well, because it's such a strong melody, a priest, I can't remember his name, I think it was an O'Neill. Anybody know the priest who wrote the words of the Foggy Dew, the rebel version? Anybody? I didn't remember my Wikipedia reading, so let's just do that. But it's a totally different song that he was inspired to write after the Easter Rising. And it goes like this. As down the glad one Easter morn to a city fair rode I, there are lines of marching men in squadrons passed me by. Nor pipes and hum, nor battle drum did sound its dread tattoo, but the Angelus bell of the leafy swell rang out to the foggy dew. Right proud to the height of a darkened tower, hung out the flag of war. 'Twas better to die with an Irish sky than in silver sword and bow. And from the rays of royal leaf, strong men came hurrying through, while battalions Huns with their long-range guns sailed in through the foggy blue. For the night fell black and the rifles cracked, the paper clearly sounded and green. With the leaden red 7 tongues of flame did shine o'er the lines of steel. As it shining blade, a prayer was said that through Ireland their sons be true. And when morning broke, still the war flag shook out its foes to the foggy blue. gaze at those fearless men that feel who bore the fight that freedom's light might shine through the foggy gloom. Back through the glen I rode again, and my heart with grief was sore. For I parted then with the valiant men who I never should see no more. But to and fro in my dreams I go, I kneel and pray for you. For slavery fled of the glorious death when you fell in the foggy
Thank you so much. So Maria, is it time for that tale?
Well, as you've been hearing this afternoon, there's a lot of great music in the Irish tradition, but they have another wonderful tradition of storytelling. So if you'd like, I will tell you an old story from long ago and far away. Well, the year was 2012. Kind of far away, it was London. The occasion was the opening day of the Summer Olympics. And 3 friends had decided to meet there and go see the games. There were an Englishman, a Scotsman, and an Irishman. Now, not one of them had thought to get tickets ahead of time, so when they got there, they could not get in. The guards would not let them in. And they were very disappointed, of course. They didn't want to come all that way and then miss the games. So they thought, well, maybe we can find a place to sneak in. So they went around the side of the stadium. Well, they had just finished building the stadium, and there was still some construction debris lying around. So the Englishman gets an idea, and he rummages around, and he finds a long metal pole. So he carries that over to the security guard, and he says, "Hello, Worthington Smythe, javelin." The security guard says, "All right, Gov, in you go." Well, the Scotsman and the Irishman looked at each other, because this was clearly a very good idea. The Scotsman walks away a little bit out to the road, and he sees a manhole cover. Well, he's a big bro laddie, and he picks it up as if it weighed no more than a hubcap. So he carries that over to the security guard, and he says, "Ah, McTavish, discus." The guard says, "All right, Gov, in you go." Well, this just leaves the Irishman, not to be outdone. He looks around to see what he can find. Well, he notices a 4-foot length of chain link, and he picks up the roll. He saunters over to the guard, and he says, "Ah, good day to you, sir. O'Shaughnessy, fencing."
Very discerning.
Okay.
The question I have is, do they let him in anyway, or what?
We've had some audiences where it took them a few seconds.
Well, this is a sharp crowd.
So let's do Heather on the board. Goes out of tune, you can't fix it, right? You gotta send it to the shop.
If you do need to tune one of these, there's a very specific way in which to do it. You wrap it very thoroughly in bubble wrap, and you put it in a large cardboard box. And with it in that box, you put an envelope and a check for several $100s. And you mail that box to a very small 98-year-old Italian man in Manhattan. And about 2 weeks later, the box comes back, and the instrument is in tune, and the check is gone. That's how you tune it.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's like getting shoes repaired, right? Take it to an old Italian guy.
Yep.
Who else does that?
I know.
I think most accordions are made in Italy still. One day, if I get like $6,000 a head, I'll get a nice new one. But for now, anyway, I'm going to do this song called Heather on the Moor. I love the song for a long time. I don't think I ever did it in a concert, but now that I have this, it works really well.
I think of this song as boy meets girl, girl has lambs, love me, love my lambs.
Pretty much. And then, my lambs went away fine. So, anyway, so it's got kind of the chorus where you have to repeat the last line. Anyway, Heather on the Moor. As I rode down on a bright May morning, calm and clear was the weather, I chanced to roam some miles from home along the beautiful blooming heather, and it's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and along the heather. I chanced to roam some miles from home along the beautiful blooming heather, and it's heather on the moor. As I rode along with my hunting song, my heart was light as any feather. I met a pretty maid along the way. She was driven the field down from the heather, and it's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and along the heather. I met a pretty maid along the way. She was driven the field down from the heather, and it's heather on the moor. Where you going to, my pretty fair maid? My yellow nail, oh, tell me whether. Quite modestly she answered me, to the feeding of my lambs together, and it's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and along the heather. Quite modestly she answered me, to the feeding of my lambs together, and it's heather on the moor. We both shook hands and down we sat, eating the longest day in summer. We sat till the red city beams of the sun came sparkling down among the heather, and it's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and along the heather. We sat till the red city beams of the sun came sparkling down among the heather, and it's heather on the moor. Now she says I must pay my lambs if she has strayed from mother. But I am loath to part from you, as those fond lambs are apart from their mother, and it's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and along the heather. I am loath to part from you, as those fond lambs are apart from their mother, and it's heather on the moor. Off she roams and away she goes, her name or place I know not either. But if I were king, I'd make her queen, alas I can't on the heather, and it's heather on the moor, over the heather, over the moor and along the heather. If I were king, I'd make her queen, alas I can't on the heather, and it's heather on the moor. What about Wild Mountain? So we'll have Max lead in another song that I've loved ever since 1950s. Sounds old. I don't think it was actually put together.
Said it was written by the
But it was done by the McPeak family. Certainly sung by everybody after that. I think it originated as a Scottish song, and then all the Irish folks were singing it. So, sort of like the unicorn. We don't sing the unicorn. But that became an Irish song because
I wish you'd stop bringing up the unicorn.
yeah. But anyway, now people think of it as that. But oh yeah, I guess I'll continue that.
You have to strap into the recording again.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
What's up, amigos? You know, by the end of this concert season, you should be looking like Charles Atlas.
Well,
No more excuses, lad.
no, this is like a left side bus development. So you get very lopsided doing it.
Very. Oh, the summer tide is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain tide rolls around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain tide all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? I will build my love tower near your crystal fountain, and I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love, she were gone, I would surely cry no more. When a wild mountain tide rolls around the blooming heather, will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pluck wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go?
It's time for a couple more. Why don't we do that captions focus set?
Yeah.
So Max gets to show off a box again. And both the boxes, I say that because that's what they are called. They are called boxes. And they have the authentic Irish pub sound.
They do, and we're going to do a pair of quick polkas. The first one is called Captain's Polka. That's a traditional 19th century. The second one is John Ryan's Polka. And if any of you have ever seen the Titanic movie that has Leonardo DiCaprio,
Never heard of it.
I remembered an actor's name.
A night to remember or get out.
Oh, A Night to Remember, that's a good film.
In that Titanic movie, there's a scene where they're down in the steerage, and all the Irish folks of their class are having a dance party. John Ryan's Polka is one of the tunes that they played for that, so you might recognize it from there. Actually, the band that played it in the movie called Gaelic Storm, that's how they became famous. They got their start playing a tune set for movies. So, if anyone wants to,
Any producers?
if there are any producers out there we want to know about.
Yeah, sort of.
What are we actually doing for the solos?
Yeah.
First, you and then us together.
That whole thing with the rehearsals and the set list.
Looks like the banjo is in.
The banjo managed to too. It's a miracle.
Take it away there. A key song. Oh, they want to
Oh,
the
yeah, what
Alpha
else?
song.
Now, time's up, folks. We're going to finish it up with Candy Boy.
Yeah.
So we did an Alpha song. Yes, that was cute.
Yes, we're gonna finish up here with the
Never heard of that one, Joyce. What's the IKEA
love-hate
song?
relationship. The Irish have with Danny Boy. It was written by an Englishman, and it was put to a tune called the Derry Air, not the Londonderry Air. It was the Derry Air, okay? Because the song existed long before they decided to tack London on it. So anywho, the song kind of speaks for itself, and nobody wants to hear it. As I've had people stand up and walk out during this announcement, now's your chance.
That happened one time.
It did. It was pretty funny, actually.
Patrick was doing a solo show at the North Fork Library. The big place was packed. So I'm going to do that anyway. This one guy up in the front, in the green with the time shop, like, oh, listen to Shake Sorry. I walked out, and everybody said,
It was great.
Good story.
It was great.
all right, so you haven't heard that until you do that.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come in when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and wet with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But if you come and all the flowers dying, and I am dead, for dead I may well be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. And I shall hear the songs tread above me, and all my grief shall roll sweetly. For if you burn and tell me that you love me, then I will sleep in peace until you come to me. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us in Patrick's Day on our fine salt table. Thanks a lot. Well, thank you all for coming out. Always listening here. And I tell you, right after this, we're going to take our annual pilgrimage to Patty's Loft in Massapequa. Wonderful place. I have a craving for tatties right now, so thank you. Sponsor, go home.
You're welcome, guys. So, see you next time. And enjoy. I guess we'll see A&E in about an hour. Talk to you guys later. Bye.